Hello, everybody, and welcome. As this worldwide pandemic continues on, some people return to work while others continue to be out of work and are running out of funds. Life is starting to be a little bit stressful, and it's difficult to remain calm and optimistic. I'm at RYK Yoga and Meditation Center here in Las Vegas, where their focus is on helping people recenter, get grounded, and release the stress and tension building up in us every day. Today, I'm hoping to share with you an expert insight on the benefits of meditation, the different styles you may come across, and how to go about trying it without judgment or fear. Please welcome Cosmin Mahadev Singh. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Great. Now, Cosmin, you are originally from Romania, correct?
Yes, I was born in Romania.
How long ago did you come here?
I moved to the States about 22 years ago.
Oh, wow. So you've been here a while.
Yes.
I know that you have a lot of expertise, everything from Reiki healing to Kundalini yoga. I'm going to hone in on your meditation expertise. Would you please share with our viewers what meditation is?
I'm very happy because this question comes quite often. Anywhere from students that come to classes initially to people which are just interested doing research online, trying to figure out things. And then also with those that continue, they start maybe with some mild practices, some yoga, some breathing, and they think that this is going to move them towards meditation. So the question arises, what meditation is? Now that I did some stretching and breathing, what do I do next? So meditation actually, just for clarification, from a traditional point of view, meditation is the absence of thoughts. So when the mind stops, meditation stops.
Okay.
As long as one is thinking about anything at all, it can be about God, Buddha, Jesus, whatever, doesn't matter what it is, there is not meditation. Meditation is a space, actually. What we say meditation nowadays, that is a technique to put you into that space.
I see. And are there different techniques to put you into that space?
Yeah, so there's many techniques because we're all very similar but very different. The setup is different in the same time. So there's techniques, let's call them meditation just for the interview. Meditation with sound, for example, gongs, singing bowls, and other ways. Meditation with visualization, right? Somebody might be leading you onto that. Meditation with breathing, meditation with movement, meditation with gazing. So there's a wide variety of how to get there.
Are they from different places throughout the world, or do they all come from the same background?
So meditation is one of the limbs of yoga. That's why I mentioned earlier yoga.
Okay.
And sometimes we get phone calls here at the center that says, I would like to come for meditation, but no yoga, please. Just which one is the meditation class? And it's fine, but it doesn't work that way.
Okay, understand.
Don't want to ruin your day, but you need some breathing and some movement. So that will help a lot in the process of meditation when the person, before just sitting down and closing their eyes or whatever they decide to do, whichever technique, if they do maybe some stretching, some moving, some breathing to get the hardware, the physical body ready.
You're the founder of RKY Yoga and Meditation Center, but you're also the creator of Festival
Yes.
in Las Vegas, which I think is now the biggest meditation festival in Las Vegas. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we started a few years ago with Yoga Fest. We've been always doing things here at RYK, but the space was not big enough, so then we had to take it outside.
Would you recommend a beginner start at a festival like that, or do you recommend they start small?
I just recommend they start. After you start, you figure out the details. Just go for it.
What is a good way for somebody to decide on what style of meditation is right for them?
When you read the description of a meditation, you feel like, oh, meditation with sound. Well, I like sound. I heard about singing bowls or gongs or whatever. If that sounds, a little easier for you, that's fine. If there's a meditation, let's say, on the chakras, might take visualization or something like, oh, I was always interested in the chakras. What are these? Go there. As long as you start.
For these different techniques that use sound or breathing techniques, do they have specific names for like when people are looking and doing their research on meditation classes? Do they have a specific name that identifies them as such?
It depends a lot from place to place. Like, for example, on our website, if anybody looks at the schedule, the class will say live gong meditation. So that means there's a meditation with gongs. We have many gongs around here on the studio. This is the easiest meditation type. You just come and you lay down. Anybody can do that. It's probably one of the best ones to begin with if you're looking for something easy.
How would you recommend that they find a center that is reputable? Because there's a lot of meditation places that don't have true teachers, don't have true methods. And so how can they tell one right one from one wrong one?
It's a very, very valid question. It's true because not everybody's going to like me for what I'm going to say next, but they turn yoga into some parts of yoga into something fun. Yoga with alcohol, yoga with animals, yoga, etc. So recently, in the last 10 years, they've been also trying to do that with meditation. But many people don't quite wrap their mind around it, so they were not able to not break it, but like, mix and match whatever they do with yoga. So whenever you do your research, maybe find out, not necessarily like the trainings, oh, this teacher had this training for 200 hours. It's a piece of paper, let's just be honest. The idea is the integrity of the teachings, where they come from. Did somebody come up with this method of meditation, this tool, which in meditation, let's say 20 years ago, in a garage, downtown? Or this has been around for thousands of years and be practiced by maybe millions and millions of people?
And that's the key. So how do you know, as somebody who doesn't know anything about meditation, how does one know that that teacher has good credentials or not?
So I would definitely do a little research into the studio itself, as far as concerns, are they traditional, or do you see, lots
goats
of
walking through
bunnies,
the lobby?
Exactly, goats running through the lobby. That's a good example. So if you see, and again, we'll just keep it light, but if you see yoga and beer, that probably is not the place where you're going to find meditation like thousands of years ago. Call them and say, hey, are you teaching traditionally? Is this from a tradition? Is this from a lineage? Is this from a certain master? Where does this come from?
Do people need any kind of tools going into these classes? If they're taking a meditation class for the first time, what do they come with?
So, best thing to do is don't expect anything. Just go for the class. As far as concerns, let's say, other details. Physically, wear something so you can move and be at ease. If the studio doesn't offer, let's say, a yoga mat to sit on or a meditation cushion, maybe bring something for home, especially if you think like it will help your knees or your hips. You don't want to be in pain while you're in meditation. So small things like that. It's almost like when you go to the gym, you say, okay, I have my bag for what? For gym. Same thing like this. I mean, our students have in their bags yoga mat, sometimes a sheepskin, sometimes a cushion. Yeah, nothing fancy, but just to be at ease and go. Very important. Go without any expectations and very open-minded. Remember, because this will take you beyond your mind. If you start thinking before, what am I going to do? What is this? Let me do research. You're going exactly the opposite way. We want the mind to clear, not to get more information in the mind.
And that's a good point, because I feel like a lot of the time when people are trying new things, there's that fear factor of, I'm going to be judged, people are going to watch me, I'm too nervous, I can't do it, and they get into their own heads too much that they don't even get out of the car.
Yes, you're right. It should not be that way. In a place where traditional yoga meditation happens, there's no judgment. You can come and can be laying on the floor the whole class because you cannot sit because of pain. Or you like to ask a chair because you cannot sit because of pain, or whatever, discomfort, etc. That should not be something that stops you. You have to look at what is the excuses the mind makes for you in order not to get there. Because one of the benefits of yoga is for you to start controlling the mind. So yes, the mind will make a lot of excuses, which is self-abuses, for you not to go to the class, or for you not to start, for you to postpone.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to have the carrot tomorrow.
Yes, and tomorrow never comes. You are wearing meditation beads, yes?
Yeah, these are some mala beads. We use them for meditation, for yoga, for chanting, for different practices.
Will you just do a basic introduction of how those work?
Sure. Yeah, this is a tool. One thing, if I may add, yoga is a science. It is not a belief system. So before you say, well, I don't know about meditation, about yoga, I'm gonna go there. What do I have to change my belief system? We don't care what you believe. You can believe anything you want. This will help you greater to believe even deeper what you believe. This is a science. This is a science that was being taught for thousands of years to get a human from the state they're in today and to make them a superhuman. But you have to go for exercise, you have to go for breathing, you have to go for all these things. It's like you're putting yourself through a lab, if it makes sense, like a self-experiment.
Yes.
So,
Mala beads.
Mala beads.
Sorry, I interrupted.
So there's 108 beads plus one, which is a little larger. We call this the guru bead. And briefly, what you do is you count the amount of time, let's say you chant, or the amount of times you do a breathing. You count something. So you know that by counting, you just pull one at a time towards you. You're gonna do 108 all the way if you finish it. And then you go back and you go back, depending on how many malas you want to do. So it works on different levels. One of it is what is it made of, right? If it's a wood, if it's a crystal, if it's bone, what is it made of? Metal. Second is which finger are you using, because each finger is connected to a certain part of the brain and each finger is connected to a certain planet. What are you amplifying? Third is acupuncture to the brain. If you do it, where the nerve endings are, into the tip of the fingers. Then it just becomes as a tool. You don't have to count 108, 1, 2, 3. Instead of you focusing on the mantra itself. Let's say you chant Om. Right, you go one. Om. One more beat. Instead of saying Om 1, Om 2, that's gonna mess up the whole sound, the whole energy. Like this, we'll let you know exactly when is the 108. Look up, for those that like to look up things, where did this 108 came from? For those that like how science and spirituality come together, spirituality comes together, they should look up how 108 comes from. They'll be amazed to find out.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Yes. Homework.
Homework. Well, I have watched you at convention, and I've watched you online, and you have a very unique way of reminding people how important the basics of life are. I would love it if you would be so kind as to share with us some of the practical things that people can do in their own home and do on a daily basis to put us in a happier and healthier state of mind, especially with everything going on today.
Yes, definitely. And this applies to today a lot, but it applies to general.
Yes.
The same information was valid 6 months ago and before that. The same information will be valid 6 months from now and beyond that. Just that now, everybody's like, give me something. Help me, right? So some of the fundamentals, like the basics, which will take you very, very far. Don't take this by like, this is easy. If you dismiss this, it's like you say, well, why should I drink water? Everybody talks about water. It's available everywhere. Look at my bottle. Look at this water. What is the big deal? Well, don't drink water. See what happens.
Yes.
So same thing with these basics. So breathing correctly, completely inhaling and exhaling. Please learn how to breathe correctly. Get somebody to teach you how to breathe correctly or find something online. Second, posture. There's one thing to be like this during the day. There's one thing to do to have the spine straight during the day. And the other, the whole skeleton and the other muscles and joints. But at least the posture as far as concerns from waist up. And third will be the mind state. It's a little more subtle. Start checking on your mind from time to time because he has the bad habit of running around with whatever he wants to do. If you can breathe correctly, with a spine straight, a good posture, and if you start checking on your mind, you are ahead of it.
Well, thank you for that.
Thank you.
I want to thank Cosmin for joining us today and talking to us Cosmin is going to guide us in a short introductory session that you can do with us from home. If you are in Las Vegas, be sure to check out OhmFest, which I think, if nothing changes, is currently scheduled for October 3rd.
We're still on for October 3rd. Now, due to the current situation, I'll check the schedule.
We'll keep you posted. And then, of course, visit the RYK Yoga and Meditation Center. If you're not in Las Vegas and you want more information, Cosmin has an extensive collection of online sessions that you can try out via YouTube, and has additional resources for beginners on his website. I've included all those links in the description section. So I'm going to let Cosmin take it away with the meditation. Na zdraví, to good health, and I will see you next time.
Remember, if you're still wondering what meditation is, it is that space which is beyond mind. Sometimes you're wondering if you're meditating or not meditating. Are you thinking or not thinking while you're practicing? If you're thinking, then you're not meditating. If you are not thinking, that is good news. Now, if you're not thinking and you say, wow, this feels so good, well, you just went back to thinking. So just leave it alone. You want to be in a space where there's no thinking, time disappears, space disappears, even yourself disappears. If it's just for a minute, for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, whatever it is, and finally you get some peace from the absence of thoughts. Now, in order to get there are different ways, different techniques. So let's do just something basic so you can try it at home. Let's say you just got back home from work or from shopping, or you just woke up in the morning, whatever the situation is. First, do a little stretching, do a little movement, at least a few minutes, so you get the physical body ready. Second, make sure you are comfortable. So if you're sitting on a pillow or maybe a towel, something clean, and hopefully something which is natural fiber versus synthetic. Then turn off if there's any cell phones, any music, TV, etc. So it's quiet in the room. You're not going to be bothered by something or someone. There should be no draft in the room, just like regular temperature. And also you should not be starving, like hungry, nor should you do this right after a meal. So remember a couple of things. Then come sitting and come with the spine straight. If it's not doable to sit like this, then just go ahead and sit on a chair with both feet flat on the floor. That's totally fine. What we would like to do is have the spine straight the whole time. Now, as you learn how to do this, your muscle need to adjust, etc. So there might be a little small challenge over there depending where you are physically. Have the palms facing up, and let's just do something with the fingers where we call this a mudra. Have the thumb and the index finger together, Jupiter, and have this with the palms on your knees. This brings more wisdom in life and brings more direction in life. Each finger, if you meditate with it, it will bring you another quality. So spine is straight, palms are facing up, thumb and index finger together. Close your eyes and just listen to my voice as I guide you step by step. Tuck in your lower back. This will help you hold the spine straight. Roll the shoulders and relax them. Elongate the neck and bring the chin slightly in. Eyes are gently closed. Let's see if we can have the eyes focus so they're not moving around too much. The more movement in the eyes, the more movement in the mind. So even the eyes are closed, you can focus through your eyelids, either at the tip of the nose with your eyes closed, or on what we call right between the eyebrows or the third eye. If the eyes open very little, that's totally fine. And we'll start with some breathing. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale completely through the nose. Breathing should be done only through the nose. Deep inhale. Complete exhale. When you inhale, notice the navel expanding. When you exhale, notice the navel going towards the spine. Slow down your breath. Inhaling, navel expanding. Exhaling, navel going towards the spine. Under normal circumstances, keep repeating. Under normal circumstances, you do the breath maybe a little faster than this and more shallow. This time, go with the breathing a little slower and deeper. You inhale for at least a few seconds. Exhale for the same amount of time. Inhale for 3 to 4 seconds. Exhale for the same amount of time. If you're not sure if your navel is moving, just place the left palm onto your tummy just to observe if the navel is expanding when you inhale and going towards the spine when you exhale. Don't force the navel, don't force the breath. Just allow it to slow down. And if you keep repeating this, you will notice how even the mind slows down. There is a certain formula in the science of yoga which says breath controls the mind and the mind controls the physical body. So if you want to control the mind, if you want to meditate, you have to learn to breathe correctly, to slow down your breath, and to have control over it. Now let's add one more element. Continue doing exactly the same. Let's add a little visualization. When you inhale, visualize the breath turning blue, filling up both lungs all the way to the bottom. Exhaling the breath going up and out through the nose. Blue is very healing, very protective. That's why we use blue right now. Inhale. Visualize the breath, color blue, going down through the nostrils, down the windpipe, into both lungs, all the way to the bottom first. Fill up the lungs completely, and then you exhale the breath. You let it go. Keep going. Maintain the spine straight with your eyes closed. Don't strain anything, don't force. Just be at ease. Do only what you can do. After a while, you can start seeing the breath filling up the whole body. After a while, see the breath filling up the whole body. See this blue energy filling up not just the lungs, but down the legs to your toes, the whole torso, down the arms to your fingers, the whole head. Your mind will tell you so many things. You just focus on the breathing and the visualization. Don't worry about the thoughts. Anytime the mind gives you a thought, you go back to the breathing. Anytime the mind gives you another thought, you go back to visualization. It is what your awareness follows. You're following the breath or the thinking. In time, you can start seeing the blue light even expanding around the physical body into your aura, your electromagnetic field. So now when you inhale, you can see that blue light going in the lungs, the whole body, and even around it, like a bubble of energy, 9 feet around you, to the left, to the right, front of you, behind you, above you, under you. Everything takes practice, so don't be discouraged if you need to move a little, if you get an itch, if your mind says, oh, I cannot do this. The mind wants you to give up. But if you continue, you'll get a wonderful experience and you'll start getting a hold of your mind, of your thoughts. There's where the fun starts. Let's go a few more times, inhaling, feeling, seeing the blue light coming through the breath, expanding in and out of the physical body. Exhaling, seeing the breath leaving the nostrils and expanding all around you, out of your aura. Deep inhale, filling up the whole body, expanding outside. Slowly exhale, empty the lungs. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And now please be still for a few seconds. In your own presence, no thoughts. Exhale completely and relax. You can do this for much longer. You can take each segment and add more minutes to it. You can do this even to 30 minutes. This was just like a short demo just for you to get a taste. Remember, thoughts will come non-stop. Initially, this is what happens. Do not worry about that. Everybody who starts meditating, the first thing that they see is not angels and heaven, is the thoughts. I forgot to do this, oh my God, that, dear Lord, this and that, whatever. They come, they go. Just when you look at the sky and you see one cloud moving, another cloud moving, there's a space between those clouds where it's a little quiet and it's peace. And then it stretches and stretches, you're going to see less clouds and more sky. If you think about the sky as being the meditation space and the thoughts being those clouds. You just practice. Just like when you practice, when you train yourself for something, it's exactly the same thing. Do it every day, start already, and you'll find the teacher, you'll find the teachings, everything will come to you. If you're ready, information, teachings, teacher will come. Just go for it. Go do it. Sadhana, many blessings.